The big career for Wales. First man to have over 100 caps for the seniors, 109 caps in total. Great role model for these youngsters to learn from. England with a lot of expectation on them in terms of their previous experience at this age grade and in terms of experience on the pitch. They have possession early on. Wide to Tyler Dibbling, the danger man we highlighted at the start of the game. Southampton player. Back to the keeper, Tommy Setford.
Yeah, as you can see here, obviously in the youth football, that obviously looking to build and trying to play out similar to what the first team want to do. So we have a lot of support. Area there.
Saka in a good position, gaining possession for Wales. And through ball to Gabriele Bancheri, just can't quite control it.
Yeah, he's unfortunate there. That has obviously dwelled on the ball a little bit there, and might not be used to pitches such as Bangor, and he's had it pinched off him there by Saka, who's obviously bright and sharp, and he's looked to play the ball. It's just touched the leg.
Tyreek George coming back to do some defensive duties. Joe Johnson, Luton player, back to the Dutch-born Tommy Setford. Two brothers started their careers with Ajax as goalkeepers. Tommy Setford now with Arsenal. Both youth caps for England. Achimpong driving through from the defence. He's all the way to Wales' defensive line. It's out wide to the right towards Tyler Dibbling. Support. Wales through Dylan Lawler. Head out. The pressure coming from England. The early minutes. Tyreek George cut inside. Notices there's plenty of space for Dibbling. Deflected by Dyer.
Sam Parker and Louis Giles are going to have a big role tonight, obviously with the fullbacks playing against two very senior players for this age group. Dibbling and George have both made Premier League appearances. They're going to have to really stick to their task. That work rate there on the field will really help them and relieve a bit of pressure there.
Miles, Norwich player there. One of a few in the Wales squad who will still be eligible to play in the Euros next year. 8 teams compete in the finals. England looking to be there this year. Will Antwi, their manager, there. Wales, as I said, never reached the finals of this tournament before. 8 is such a competitive number to be in the top 8 in Europe in any given year. It's the long ball for Ethan Weekly, beaten by Lawler. Up to Biancheri.
He does brilliant there to keep hold of the ball and obviously relieve some pressure. Like I say early on, I think it's really interesting though that both teams are looking to go direct, and especially when teams are sitting off in one striker pressing the play. There was a movement there by Wheatley before that you might not have seen, but he looked to stretch it in behind, and then Achimpong can then step into that space. So really good to see that in the system.
This is Wheatley. Achimpong, the captain. This trip there. Biancheri at his heels.
Yeah, but like I say, it's the first 5 minutes of the game. He's obviously trying to get the pressure onto the centre half there. He stepped in earlier. He's not going to allow him to dictate that. But you can see now the goalkeeper's looking to build up now through that shape, to sort of build up to the back three to push the fullbacks a little bit higher. And you'll see them sit off now and allow them to play that pass into the centre half.
Jump on to the corner towards Tyreek George, who is offside. Well, as much as we talk about the Premier League experience in England's team, we've got a senior international here playing for Wales, the captain.
Yeah, obviously Charlie Cruz played first team in the senior squad under Rob Page, and it's a big night for him. Obviously he's the captain of the team tonight, and he's going to want to make sure that he's imposing himself on the game as well to really impress, because I'm sure the first team squad will be looking. We've got to do both work sides of the job there.
Cruz is the one following in. England managed to get Free cross into the 6-yard box, but now Wales are on the break. And Louis Giles gets into the England half. A throw for Wales. In the centre circle now. A rare period for Wales to just be able to put foot on the ball, play it from the back, and perhaps rushing the decision there to just go long.
Yeah, again, it's finding that mix, isn't it? They've got to be patient, but then to turn it in behind is key. And Biancheri's not going to want to be, chasing up there by himself, and he's got to have good quality going into him as well. Otherwise, England will build up a spell of possession and they'll keep the ball and really work hard. But Wales are keeping disciplined in their shape now. You can see Achiampong really likes to step in and really drive hard, and then you've got to pick up Miley here now, who's on the ball. And it can be a thankless task for the strikers if that quality isn't good enough into him.
Abbott to Achiampong, like he said, likes that run through the middle, doesn't he? This is Abbott on a run of his own. Biancheri following. Dyer finds Tyreek George in space. George to Parker to beat. George, tricky runner. Miles lays it off. It bounces out. It's collected by Tyreek George. Dyer with the initial shot, and thankfully for Wales, Tyreek George in an offside position. That was a dangerous possession for England there.
Yeah, dangerous possession. I think that's where Jürgen Nathan has got a bit of a challenge on his hands, because Keanu Dyer is really good and he can switch the play very well. And he's obviously hit that ball into George there, who's then got his man 1v1. And as I say, Parker's got to be alive with that. Ball's cut back to Lewis Miley. And obviously Parrott's done a really good job, so then it leaves Dyer spare. But yeah, defended it well now from Wales, and it's about trying to keep and relieve that pressure if possible.
Chris Gunter handing the ball to Rowe, asking for his players to embrace the challenge. They have been having some positive results under Chris Gunter. 2 friendlies against Italy, a draw and a win. A narrow loss to France in the qualifying round to get to this stage. So England and Wales played 3 games to get to this point. They've earned their right to be in the elite round. Last year, in that draw out in Montenegro, neither of the teams actually got to this elite round. Shows that nothing can be taken for granted. Montenegro and Austria, top 2 in that group. Achiampong, Chelsea player.
And then there's the difference there, so you can see the midfield runners are really pushing high now from an England perspective, so Wales are going to have to stick to their task. And Wales can't allow themselves to drop in too deep as he backs himself into the box here. They can't allow that to be too deep, and they've got to try and work themselves out the box as the ball goes backwards, because of the quality that the England players have got and have shown so far. They will try and to stretch him behind.
Some slick passing by England. It's Dyer has to pull it back outside the box, and now an opportunity to break. Miles beaten there. Good work in defence by Rowe. Achiampong back to Dyer. England moving the ball about, stretching Wales. Rowe. This is Dibbling. Abbott to Dibbling again. Through ball, he sees that run by Ethan Wheatley.
And that's good when you're defending against a team who like to obviously dominate possession. You have to follow your runners, you have to track that. But sometimes, you know, if it's a 1v1 battle between the centre half and the striker, he's got to be channel side. He's got to make sure that that ball doesn't get played in between himself and the fullback there when Diblin drops into their spaces. So it's good defending that from Wales.
Dibbling to beat Louis Giles. Louis Giles steps on the ball as well. There is a foul. Dibbling protests, but Giles stands his ground. Let's have a look.
Yeah, he just gets his body across there, and that's perfect. You know, that's what, you know, in the modern game now, a lot of people are moving the way away from tackling and just getting their body in the way. So that's a little key personal win there for Giles against Dibbling, because that's how you look at it when you're coming up 1v1 against your player. You've got to try and obviously dominate himself. So that's a nice early win for him. He'll be happy with that. 10 minutes in, chunk the game up, as I'm sure Chris Gunter will be saying to them as well. You know, stay in the game as long as we possibly can, and then we impose ourselves. I think he alluded to that in his interview. Playing against good teams, but we're also a good side ourselves. So find your feet into the game first and see if they get frustrated.
We were talking earlier, weren't we, about Louis Giles and Dylan Lawler, the two Cardiff players, both played against Aston Villa in the FA Cup. It's a help when you're playing next to a club colleague at this level, at internationals.
Yeah, definitely. It's just a communication piece, and obviously understanding the game and each other's game, and you know, if one goes, then the other covers. And I think we're seeing that early on, and like I say, you know, we are 11 and a half minutes in now. They've got to try and continue that for the next 80 minutes. But England's quality is clear to see on the ball, and it's just making sure that they stay patient within that shape and don't allow pass runners on when the timing's not right, and see if they can, when the ball breaks down now, if they secure this and make sure we make it right, then we can try to hurt England in that perspective.
Wales clear as England were trying to press. Rowe back to Abbott. Tyreek George. Johnson, a runner ahead of him. Miley. Got silverware this season already with that Carabao Cup win. On Sunday, playing at Wembley on Sunday, playing in the Bangor City Stadium on Wednesday.
And again, everything's in front of Wales here now, so they'll be happy with that. England are showing their patterns and their rotations are good. The fitness levels of Wales will have to stick to that, but everything's in front of them currently. If they can keep that momentum ahead of them, they're happy with that, and it's just tracking their runners. So the wide men, if the fullback goes and joins in, and then we've got to work to that, but they obviously double up as well and try and hurt them the other side. You really have to now and try and secure that first pass, because if we're trying to take 2 or 3 players on at once, that's where you've got to try and find that player that we can get out the other side potentially and hurt England when they commit their bodies forward. But, you know, they are defending well in a shape.
And that's Zach Giggs, son of Ryan Giggs. And on his right, George Morgan, son of Craig Morgan, both Welsh caps. I saw Craig Morgan walking about earlier. I've heard that Ryan Giggs is in the house as well.
Yeah, it's fantastic, you know, to see the sons of former players playing there. Obviously, Ryan is there now in shot, and it's good to see that the sons of former players, but you just wonder where's Miley.
Good shot for England. It was Miley breaking up from central midfield. That's what happens when you start looking away at Ryan Giggs.
Yeah, no,
don't look away.
Yeah, and especially not, you know, Parrott there obviously trying to chase Miley, and I think that's the one way you're looking at making sure you've got to follow your runner. You can't switch off at any point in time. And obviously, with the midfield runners and the 2-8s from England really pushing on now to try and get into the back line of Wales, that's where you've got to track your players and look after it there.
Come back for a free kick. No advantage for Wales. Good to see a crowd. We've been told it's a sellout, 2,500 here at Bangor. Other games in this grouping played at Bellevue and Hill for Wales, and the games not involving Wales played at the Deeside Stadium in Connors Quay, a ground you're very, very familiar with, John.
Yeah, ground they had really good times and really good memories on. Obviously we're not playing there currently now, but winning the league back-to-back on that pitch was amazing, and I'm sure the other teams playing on that pitch will face a different challenge to what they're used to in their country surroundings and in the Premier League. But it's a challenge for them, and I'm sure it's one that they'll look to embrace. That's that one there where you've looked and tried to spin them in behind and try and create a problem there. Unlucky there, really good defending, but that will give them a bit of glimmer of hope there that they can catch them on the counter-attack when they secure that pass as well.
Yeah, Freddie Saka the outlet. Miley tries that ball for Tyreek George to chase. He'd have done well to get on the end of that. It's a goal kick for Lewis Benjamin. Freddie Saka was the target there. I like yourself, a man from Truro.
Yeah, a man from, obviously, youngest ever Plymouth Argyle player when he came on and made his debut. So spent a little spell at Truro, but yeah, obviously wonderful place, best part of the world. I'm not biased.
Wales trying to play it across the back. High risk. Not a lot of reward. But no damage done. It's a throw in for England. Yeah, Saka playing in the Championship. Out of this squad, one of the ones who's probably played the most first team senior football. As you said, youngest ever Plymouth player.
Yeah, and there is players there, that are playing senior football now, and that might be if they're going out on loan and they might not initially get into the first team squad of their parent clubs, but they have to go out on loan and try and get that game time in. The two fullbacks today, Parker and Giles, they've broke into the first team at their respective clubs. They're getting 4 and 5 games. It's great to see, and they're playing for Swansea and Cardiff, and I say same with Lawler. It is really good, but there's a lot to be said for the likes of Yoga Nathan, who's going out on loan into playing for Oldham in the National League and playing men's football. It's lots of support there.
Set foot out to Joe Johnson. Back in the Championship with Luton. Was there in the Premier League last year, obviously. There's a free kick. Fouled by Parker. Swansea player. Dyer. Out to Rowe. Goes for the long ball. Easy for Lawler. Gives it to the captain, Charlie Crew. Tries to turn. Lawler put under pressure. Deals with it well so far. 2-3 players in white shirts around him. Once again, every outfield player in the Wales half. Wales under pressure in the opening minutes of the game. Over quarter of an hour played. George forward to Johnson. No way past Parker there. Miley. Dispossessed. Wales happy to play it out from the back despite the pressure from England. And almost punished there weakly.
Yeah, but that's really good play from Clark. Obviously, he showed a bit of composure in the back line and managed to get Wales out to the other side just by that one little pass. And they're now in England's half, and they're gaining some territory from there. They might just need to keep a spell of possession. You don't have to always go forward. Don't have to look to score every time you get the ball. They've had a lot of out of possession work now. So as you can see, Crew shows a bit of experience there and dictates that they're going to have to keep the ball for a little bit as well and pull England out of their shape, because that is going to be how they get their recovery back within the legs. So keep the ball, build back up, and then go from there.
Well, they've got the ball now, Braden Clark.
And I think that's game experience there from Crew. He spent games in with Doncaster now in senior football, and he's just dropped in between the back two there, and he's tried to dictate the play and just really draw England out now and see what they can do from the goalkeeper, and then we can build into the front man if the pass is better.
Dyer with a loose pass collected by Clark. Elliot Miles now looks up. Freddie Saka tries that run between the centre-backs. The ball all the way to Tommy Setford.
Yeah, and like you say, two wingers there inverting a little bit, but again, it starts from Clark, the centre half. He shows a bit of composure on the ball, and he plays into his midfield first time. And you know, a lot of the time you don't see that, but that's really good play from him, and it frees Miles up to be spare in the 10 and to play a forward pass into him is really good.
Ethan Wheatley gets a shot away, turns well on the outside of the box. Manchester United player. The two number 9s playing for Manchester United, but Wheatley.
Yeah, obviously Wheatley and Carey both at Manchester United, so I'm sure they'll be having a little bit of a laugh when they go back to parent clubs. But you know, we've done well, spin the players there. Now obviously we're looking for the corners. There's a bit of comfortable save there for Benjamin, so I think, you know, Wheatley might be a bit frustrated with that. He's not found the corner there, but really good play to spin his defender.
Abbott towards Wheatley again. Braden Clark stands up well. Forward to Vimal Yoganathan. His first goal for Oldham on loan from Barnsley over the weekend.
And again, that's just the centre-half showing a bit of composure to be able to find the deep-lying player to get it out to the other side, and it's really good. I think you see Dibbling over the far side, it shows his quality that he receives the ball in tight areas. George is having a bit more space out here, and, you know, the defender can go both ways, so he's got to be difficult.
Well, Tyreek George going all the way, and his shot across the face of the goal. That has been England's best attempt so far. Tyreek George, not for the first time, being a handful down the left.
Yeah, not for the first time, and like I say, as a fullback, and you know, somebody who's played fullback before, it's so hard when you're playing against somebody who can go both ways. You can see George wants to drive inside, but he's happy, he can use his left foot as well, and he's very unlucky there. He's unfortunate, so a big opportunity that for England, and like I say, you can see him looking to go inside. He drives down the left, and his pace and power gets him away, but he's very unfortunate.
That would have been a great individual goal. Another driving run into the box by Tyreek George, a Chelsea player. We've got more international football on the way, including senior international football on S4C on Saturday. Wales v Kazakhstan. Craig Bellamy's first qualifying campaign to get to the World Cup 2026. Games against Kazakhstan and North Macedonia. Both will be available on S4C. Yoganathan. Out to Freddie Saka. Some space for Crew. Outside is Louis Giles. Wales, a rare attack from them. Manages to pull in for Vimal Yoganathan. And Giles with the follow-up shots blocked. Can England counter? One of the best passages of play we've seen from Wales so far.
Yeah, really sharp, nice 1-2 in and around the edge of the box, and it's sort of a pullback into the 10 to arrive onto that. And Yoganathan's just got his head onto it. You know, that's the area as a defender you've got to really cover around that penalty spot, because a lot of goals are scored there. But really sharp play from Wales, and again they'll get a lot of confidence on the back of that, because the areas are there to exploit England if they can get further up the pitch.
Dibbling as well, turns. And a push in the back of Josh King there. Perrett protesting, but I think that was quite a clear decision.
Yeah, he's obviously leant on his back there as he's about to either pull the trigger or play the ball wide. But again, it's Dibbling, you know, he shows that quality, shows that composure in tight areas, how you play around that. And then his ball into George's path, Josh King's path, should I say. And then King can arrive and drive with the ball. But it's a big opportunity here. And Benjamin's going to have to be alive, because George and Dibbling, either foot, you know, it's quite central, this free kick. So either side, it might favour Dibbling's.
Well, we're over halfway through the first half, and some work to do here for Lewis Benjamin in goal for Wales, because he has Tyler Dibbling and Tyreek George standing discussing this free kick. Where's it going to go? Who's going to take it? Well, both of these can find the back of the net, that's for certain. George goes for goal, and he goes for the bottom corner, and it's followed up on another save from Lewis Benjamin, who urges his player up. Good work from the keeper. Under pressure from England's best opportunity from a set piece. And George really did test him.
He did, yeah, but I think he won't be happy with his first save, but he'll be really happy with his second one. I think he's carried it back into the path of the England player there, and then his second save has made up for that. So, fantastic double save from Benjamin.
The Wolves keeper.
Yeah, you see that second save there with his leg. It's fantastic. Like I say, the first one he just parries out a bit straight, but he's definitely made up for that one. I'm sure Alex Ramsey on the Wales bench will be happy with that second save.
Benjamin moved to Wolves from Cardiff. He's one of the players with under 21s cap for Wales. Him and Louis Giles, as well as obviously Charlie Crew, having played for the under-21s. Charlie Crew played for the under-17s, 19s, 21s and the seniors, all within a space of 13 months. So there's a lot of people having an eye on Charlie Crew.
Yeah, it was fantastic, and like I say, you can see he has got that bit of experience around him in his game, and you know, you can see him talking to his teammates, he's tracking his runners there. Even that little block there, you know, it's really good. It doesn't allow his runner to go into the channel. That's little things that make a big part in the game. Dibbling's finding a lot of space now.
Well, Dyer is the one in possession. Back to Miley, who has to turn away from goal. Outside is George. Once again, the tricky runner. Once again, is Parker, who is the one to beat Miley. George, the piercing pass. And it's out for a corner kick.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that England do well, and you know they are playing well in possession here, they create a lot of overloads in the wide areas. There's obviously Alex Ramsey there, he'll be happy with Benjamin's save. I know he's shouting across there, but he'll definitely be happy with that second save. But they create a lot of wide overloads, and you know they really do keep their width really well. And then the set plays coming in now, so it'll be interesting to see what we do here. We've also got a number of springers. There's going to be some blockers here now.
Tyreek George, I think he might be getting some words from the fans there. Corner kick taken, still there for England. Another corner kick from the other side.
Yeah, another corner kick from the other side. And again, Charlie Crew does well there. He manages to track that run there. I don't think it's his man initially, and you know, whoever's marking Wheatley there from the Wales perspective may have switched off. The ball goes to the edge of the box, and that's really where you have to stay in tune. But Charlie Crew does well. He blocks the cross. Another corner here to defend from the Wales perspective.
Dibbling out to take. Benjamin having a tough few minutes. Some work to do. Rowe, it comes up, and he goes for goal. It was Rowe's shot. The follow-up shot after Tyreek George's free kick. But that save was a little bit easier for Lewis Benjamin, fair to say.
Yeah, a bit easier. You got to collect the cross there, but again, from Parker, that's brilliant. You know, he's got his team. He dragged his team 80 yards up the pitch and looked after the ball, and then Wales look to try and build possession again now and make England work out of possession and see what their shape looks like out of possession. But really good that comes from Parker. I mean, Miles did set off on the other side, and you know, Benjamin didn't give it to him, but he's obviously made the right decision there and going into Parker.
Crew with that diagonal ball into the corner. Parker, can he control? Still in the field of play. Saka holding the ball up in the box. Can't hold for long enough.
No, but again, that's, you know, Wales are sustaining attacks now, so they're keeping hold of the ball. Again, centre halves are in front of the striker, one in front, one behind. It's you know, it sounds simple, but it is really key to make sure that you retain the ball. And then now Wales can get out the other side just from a simple point of a centre half in front of a striker.
Crew Perrett.
Again, Charlie Crew dropped in between the two centre-halves now, and you know it means that they can play, but they'll be able to get their fullbacks a little bit higher. Yeah, again, England get frustrated there. Dibbling goes to close down the ball because he doesn't know whether he can switch off his fullback or not. So Charlie Crew dropping in between there, there's a lot to be said for that sort of position and people who pick it up. And it's a great little ball in between the lines now to get Wales on their way.
The scouts are in attendance, having a look. Yankeri, undoubtedly one of the picked names they would have been looking at. We understand there's a scout from AC Milan here. That's the kind of teams we have coming to watch.
Wow, well, that's an AC Milan yellow card, because that's a brilliant yellow card from Parker, because England are on the counter-attack there. But yeah, it just shows, you know, the level of the quality of the player that's on the pitch today is clear to see, and you know, a lot of really good technical footballers. But it's also nice to see that, you know, there's a physicality to it as well. So really good level, and like I say, it's fantastic for Bangor to be able to host these sort of occasions.
Acheampong. Abbott. Good work by Dibbling, dribbling all the way through, almost. The last line of defence for Wales, holding strong. It's Rowe in the corner. Rowe can't quite get the ball into King. Dibbling gets inside and a shot, and that's not challenging Benjamin.
No, not challenging, but again, you know, Wales need to make sure that they're sharp in the first moment that they do. They secure that pass, because they lost the ball there in the edge of their own box, and when you've got a player like Tyler Dibbling's quality, who can shift that ball and, you know, take 2 or 3 players out of the game, he's always going to have an opportunity to shoot on goal. So yeah, really impressing Dibbling live in the way that he carries the ball. But again, Wales are doing a good job. Clean sheet 32 minutes in, and you know, he's not created a clear-cut opportunity for himself as yet.
Out for a throw. Wales put under pressure. Throw by Johnson. Forwards to Wheatley, who can't keep hold of the ball. Wales confident in the back, but England are there to press.
Yeah, they're there to press, but again, it's Crew, you know, he deals with the ball really well, and again, just that little moment allows this to be a 4v4 and a 5v4 in Wales' favour, just by playing through it, because England go to press. And they recover well, they get back into shape. I think that's something that Wales may be able to do a little bit better. Once they break the lines, can they then really look to hurt England? Rather than England's work rate is fantastic, they've got back into shape, and you know, they'll probably be happy to give them a free kick away in a wide area rather than being balls played through them into being carried, which has happened a couple of times, just been overhit. So yeah, really composed, but it makes that happen in a wide area for Wales.
Acheampong. He's getting his opportunities with Chelsea. 5 appearances in the Premier League. Chelsea in the Conference League as well. In comes the free kick. Yankeri and Yoganathan closest to it. And a foul on Dibbling as he tries to break Louis Giles.
Their moments from Wales are key though on set plays and deliveries and stuff. Like England's line's really good. They all move together, but you know, can they try and hurt England in the set plays? That'd be something that I'm sure that Chris Gunter and his staff will be looking to do.
Back goes Johnson to Tommy Setford, Arsenal keeper. Abbott goes long. Miley's there. Miley pulls it wide. Well, he makes the space for himself, beats the defender, but can't hit the target. What an opportunity for Miley.
Yeah, it's a massive opportunity there. One that obviously, you know, Lewis Miley doesn't need me to tell him that he should be hitting the target there. But again, it's a direct ball. It's a centre half with no pressure on him. Wales have then squozed the pitch up nice and high, and Lewis Miley's a midfield runner that's run off his man, so just got to be careful of that. Obviously, a defensive mistake. But obviously Wales are away now on the counter to see that they can hit.
Jorgen Nathan, the runner, all the way to the edge of the box. Jorgen Nathan goes for goal. But a shot not challenging Setford. Easy for him to collect and could have done better there.
Yeah, he definitely could have done better. And, you know, a difference to Lewis Miley at the other end, I think he's made the wrong option. I think you can't see it on this shot here, but he's got his wide player out wide he can slip the pass to, and he's had a shot instead. And, you know, really, again, positive signs, carrying the ball well, but can you just make that right decision at the right time to really try and get a goal?
England in possession at the back again. Achimpong again driving forward, and this time taken down by Freddie Isaka. It's a free kick. Granit Macedonci making sure it's taken from the right place. Johnson to Miley. Chimpong to Abbott, the Nottingham Forest player.
And again, you see here now, this is England's turn to obviously be patient with the build-up. They've been, you know, they've had opportunities against them now. The long ball comes in on the switch. But I think, you know, they would be saying to be patient with the ball there. You know, they've had an opportunity against them, and they have found gaps when they can play through where possible. Just be patient with the ball. You don't have to score every time you get it. You know, really look to build up positively, because there is gaps to create there, and Dibbling and Miley show their bit of quality in the Premier League, but you know, they've got to do it on nights like tonight to try and get a result also for England.
Dyer leaves it for Tyler Dibbling. Dyer. On to Dibbling in a central position there. Out to Johnson. Tyreek George. Good pass to Wheatley. Squeezed out of the box. England keeping possession. What can they do with it? Abbott. Again. It's down the left, they try and go. Some good work there by Perrett just to send Miley back to Achimpong.
Yeah, it's brilliant defensive work from Wales, and obviously they're in the edge of their own box, and now they're back to the halfway line and they can get back into their defensive shape. But you can see Dyer, Dibbling, you're sort of on the same line there. You've got to make sure, again, from a Wales perspective, they're not passing people on. They allow the centre-halves to be on the ball. Achimpong has obviously stepped in a couple of times and caused a few issues, but you know, you've got to keep in your shape for little things like that, and then again secure the pass, go back through the goalkeeper, and then look to build up yourselves, you know, and then get England back into their shape. But really good defensive work from Wales there.
Benjamin goes long this time towards Jorgen Nathan. Clark. Jorgen Nathan gives away cheaply. The ball with Tyreek George. George, corner of the penalty box. Again, wanting the ball back. George. Johnson.
Sam Parker does really well there. He's on a yellow card and, you know, looking to recover back in defensively. I know George got his pass away, but he did really well to, you know, not look to have a nibble at him and get another yellow card.
King with a back heel towards Dibbling, and Benjamin was awake and ready.
Yeah, great covering by Benjamin, but again, Louis Giles covers in well, gets his body in, gets himself in between the player and the ball, and allows the goalkeeper to come and sweep that up.
Approaching the last 5 minutes of the first half. Wales will be happy with this, I imagine, John?
Yeah, I think so. You know, they've had opportunities going forward as well. Obviously, England have got that extra bit of quality in the forward areas, but they've not. Benjamin's made a great double save, but they've not obviously worked him as much as what they would wanted to. Obviously, Miley's had a big chance, but he's gone wide. But Wales will be happy with this. You know, look again, they're in the shape, they're in the defensive structure. They can't pass people on when the centre halves have got the ball, and I think they're doing that now. You can see off pitch now down the far side with us with George. He's really wide by himself. Be narrow, and then they played it in. It was a great
Wheatley,
save.
the great chance there. Once again, Benjamin will have some word with his defence, but doing great work to deny Wheatley there.
Yeah, and the commentator's Kiss was saying obviously that Wales were defending really well in a nice shape, and England show that quality. But again, you know, England are back on the counter here now. And
Dyer to George. George, he's up now, dribbling. Now the pressure's coming from England. It's out for a corner. The 2 chances in quick succession for England in the closing stages of the first half.
Yeah, 2 big chances, and you know, probably Wales are looking at now. It's a big 5 minutes. They're playing the corner short here to play. England are really up in the tempo now, so you know, it's a big 5 minutes for Wales. Like I said earlier in the game, clunk up the game, get to 15 minutes, get to half an hour. This is a big moment and big 5 minutes that, you know, Chris Gunter will want his team to keep a clean sheet up until half time now, and then we can get in to do some work at half time with them.
Achiampong, Miley, Johnson to Dyer, who's sitting in front of that defensive line. Rowe. Dibbling tries to squeeze through the gap. Yoganathan, I think the one that finally got the touch on him.
Yeah, and again when England are looking to build up, Wheatley is making that run in behind the back line. You know, sometimes it stretches it and it looks like he's running offside, but he's actually opening it up for Dibbling to be able to create that space for himself so he can drive then inside and opens up the gaps.
England taking the free kick short. George tries to make space for himself. Freddie Saka follows. Miley. Chimpong back to the halfway line. It's Abbott.
And again, that's another small win for Wales there. Dibbling's obviously shown his quality at times in tight areas, but that's a frustration. You know, he's given away a free kick, and you know, he's probably kicked the ball away slightly there. The referee's going to have a word with him. But again, if you're the Wales team, then you're happy with that. That's what you're looking to try and do. We spoke about him as being a key man. He's got to show that experience as part of his England team as well now. You know, he's played a lot of games in the Premier League. He's then got to take that mantle, and he's good. He's shown good bits. He's shown good glimpses. But those little small things buys 30 seconds to 60 seconds now for Wales to slow the game down, and like we alluded to, get Chris Gunter to half-time so that he can speak to his team about what they might want to look to do for the second half.
In the last 2 minutes of the first half, we're hearing suggestions there won't be any added time. What does Will Antwi say at half-time for England on the hand?
I think, like we said, he'd be patient with the ball. I think England have done really well when they have spun it in behind, but also at times, you know, you've got to open it up and got to do it at the right time. Now, try and work the midfield too with Wales and make sure that they're you know, being stretched and making sure that our eights, as an England perspective, are running them in behind and making sure that, you know, Wheatley's not isolated by himself. But, you know, we'll see how this free kick plays out. But again, you know, they're keeping a clean sheet and they're limiting Wales to opportunities on the counter-attack. So sustain the attack, make sure that they're being patient with the ball.
Free kick towards the back of the penalty box by de Klerk. Was there waiting, and I think Yoganathan tried a cheeky back heel towards goal there.
Yeah, my hip hurt just looking at that, so I won't comment on that.
Miley across field, and an error for Dibbling. Last minute of the first half, it's Wales in possession. I was going to say Wales in attack. Charlie Crew turns. This is Perrett. Crew, the captain. To Louis Giles.
Again, we've alluded to it a couple of times. Charlie Crew takes this thing out of the game there, and you know, 20 seconds to go till half time. They'll have to try and get the ball back up the pitch now. But he's slowed the game down there for them. But I am really impressed by both sides, how they do get back into their shape, and they do work really hard to get back in shape off the ball and then really get into their structure. So that's really positive. Again, you know, Wales looked like they were on the attack there. England got back into their defensive shape.
Out wide to George. 45 minutes have been played. One last opportunity for England.
It's unbelievable defending there.
Oh, good defending in the last stages. George has been a handful in the first half, but a frustrating one for the England attackers. And it's Lewis Benjamin who has been the hero for Wales, been called to action a number of times. We go in at the break, all square. Come back for the second half. It's currently Wales under 19s 0, England under 19s 0. Welcome back to the second half, all square between England and Wales under 19 teams, 0-0. And we were talking half-time before you went down, John, about how tight games are at this level. No easy games at international level.
No easy games at international level. And like I say, you know, they're getting coached by coaches that obviously understand the game and look at strengths and weaknesses of the opposition. It's interesting though, really, because when you look at international camps and, you know, some of these players might have only been training together for 2 to 3 days, how that they can gel. But yeah, always tight occasions most of the time.
Wales now going to that left-hand goal. Benjamin keeping the ball out of the net on a couple of occasions in the first half. First attack of the second half coming this way as well. England now through Acheampong.
And I've probably been really, you know, complimentary of Crew, but Dyer there is brilliant. You know, how he, defensive midfielder, tracking the runner into the channel, and again, you know, not committing to a tackle, getting his body in the way, using his body against the ball. And you know, he's only small, but he's got really good low centre of gravity there, and he's wriggled his way out and got England back up the pitch. And I think, again, it's just little battles all the time, constantly in these types of games. And a lot of people might go, oh, there's not many chances and the ball's getting played around the back and all of that stuff, but it's all those individual and personal battles there.
Yeah, England's results in the qualifying group to get here: Lithuania beating 1-0, Bulgaria 2-1, and Belgium 0-0. Wales beat Scotland 1-0, lost narrowly to France 2-1, and then 5-0 against Liechtenstein. A hat-trick for Gabriele Biancheri that day, and 2 goals for Kai Andrews, who's with the senior squad. It's a lot of motivation for players, and now an opportunity for Gabriele Biancheri, who is the top scorer for Wales. In for Isaka, turns. Does that hit the post? Isaka comes closer so far early in the second half. Gunter must have had a good half-time team talk.
Yeah, again, potentially, but you know, it's a mistake there from an England perspective, and Biancheri capitalises on that. Acheampong did really well to get back in, but he shows that little bit of composure there, Biancheri, and he plays the ball across, and Isaka's unlucky. I think it did hit the post, but very unfortunate there, and again, it'll give them confidence to start the second half.
King. Well, the bar's rattled. There's this rattled England into action. Crew distributes. Jürgen Ethan. Wales players gunning forward. Elliot Miles cuts in and across for Biancheri to stretch, and didn't stretch far enough, the Manchester United attacker. No thanks for the cross.
Yeah, no, again, fantastic. You know, 1v1, go commit your defender. Which way are we going to take it? Inside, then I'll go outside, and then you play the ball across. It's just ahead of Biancheri. Very, very unfortunate. Again, Jürgen Ethan opens up the picture there by staying the other side of Dyer, but this is the earlier chance, and Biancheri, you know, he got back in, Acheampong, and then he cuts it back across, and he's very unfortunate there. Very unfortunate, just hitting the post. But really good start to the second half, and like you alluded to there, Chris Gunter's probably, you know, sort of tweaked something tactically that he might have seen in that might impact England, and it started really well for Wales.
Clark. Crew. England gain possession through Miley. He's got Dyer in support. Dyer runs into Biancheri. Achiampong to Abbott. Rowe is out to the right. In the middle is Dyer. Dibbling. Tyreek George. Into the penalty box. George goes for goal. Well, face in his hands.
Yeah, he's flashed a couple across the face like that, and again, it's, you know, he's going against his defender there, and Parker's on a yellow card, so I'm sure Will Ampley's obviously alluded to that at half-time. Get at him. It's a great save, absolutely unbelievable save from Benjamin that he's reached to that, but, you know, George will be an outlet and a danger for them, you know, with Parker being on a yellow card, and they might look to utilise that.
Once again, Benjamin with the save. It's a corner kick. Benjamin been busy at times. Corner to the nearest post. Wales delaying with the counter, and Lewis Miley can't hit the target with that opportunity landing at his feet.
Yeah, he's just not got his body around that, but again, limiting England to shots from outside the box, which again Wales will be happy with. England are sort of pressing now in a front two when they're going against the goalkeeper, so they're pressing harder against Wales's back line to force them into errors such as that. So, you know, Wales, when Crew's dropping in between the two centre halves earlier in the first half, now we split between the two centre halves. England are pressing on 2 for 2, so they're going to have to try and be brave and try and still look to play through that area with Biancheri up front all alone by himself.
Tristan Rowe, Aston Villa man. It's Rowe. It's the ball inside for Dibbling. He's a strong runner, Dibbling. But England go out to the left towards Tyreek George. George has been the danger man. No danger there for Benjamin.
No, but we spoke about Parker earlier, and we sort of said about him being on yellow card. That's really good defending in regards to that. But Dibbling shows those little moments of quality there. And then if England will want to try and get him into more central areas, because he seems to commit to coming inside, obviously playing out on the right hand side on his left foot. He wants to always look to drive inside. But Crew again there, getting his body in the way, and, you know, buying a foul there for Wales, and again slowing the game down whilst England had a bit of momentum there.
It's the first game of 3 for these teams. Portugal and Turkey await. That game earlier today at the D-side Stadium, 2-2. Both teams dropping points. Portugal, the number 1 seeds in this group. Number 1 seeds in Europe at this level. Elliot Miles to Louis Giles.
Yeah, it was a fantastic result for Turkey in regards to doing that against Portugal with the highest ranked team. It's also a great result for Wales and England. So, you know, anyone who can win this game today will be top of the group this evening going into it, and that's what everyone would have woke up this morning wanting. So, yeah, there's a real carrot there for both sides.
Biancheri to Crew. Wales from a good position, being pushed back. Now they try to come from the right on Freddie Isaka. Isaka with Johnson to beat. All the way to the goal line. It's out for a corner.
Great full-back play again from Johnson, but Saka will be happy with that. You know, he worked really hard first half, do have to say, to double up with Parker there, and then that's his first real opportunity where he can get 1v1. So, you know, Johnson's probably looking at that early on in the second half to see, you know, again, individual battle, can I win that? But Saka will be happy that he's been able to open his legs a bit more and sort of test him 1v1 defensively.
It'll be Louis Giles with the corner. One of the more experienced players in the squad. Giles right to the back post. There's a free kick called. Dylan Lawler's the one being punished. Although it's Biancheri having the word with the referee.
Yeah, I think he moved the ball a little bit. I don't mind that.
Dyer. Dyer. Picking his pass, it's Justin Rowe, the right back. King into Rowe. Miles battling, holding his ground. And Rowe doing well to win the corner.
Yeah, like I alluded to, the other side is Saka and as a wide player, fundamentally, and Miles also. That's great defensive work. The fullback gets pulled out, and he covers in behind, tracking his runner as a fullback. And you've got to do them roles. You've got that's your roles and responsibilities. Everyone wants to be a forward player and create moments like that. But you've got to defend also.
King to Dibbling. Dibbling. There's a little deflection. And the header out for another corner. There's Biancheri being fooled twice by Dibbling.
It's interesting the way England set up on these corners. They have 2 to 3 players rounding the box at all times, and they look to go short. So will one of them runners go into the box at the back stick or not? I don't know what they're looking to do really on that build up there. And that's a chance real wasted there, going short into that moment, unless you're really working something in towards the back stick.
Rowe. Whereas at this point, when these two teams last met in the last campaign, that Wales broke the deadlock, went ahead through Ben Lloyd before Roman Esse scored. Can England break the deadlock now? They can! Is Ethan Wheatley with the goal. An easy finish in the end, going for that bottom corner. England ahead, 10 minutes into the second half. Benjamin finally beaten.
Yeah, we alluded to it in the first half, didn't we? Wheatley's run here, he runs the centre-half out of position, and then Achipong can take that space. Then he can play the ball into his path. He touches behind him a little bit, and it sets that up. But, we'd say it's an easy finish, but he's took that really well into the bottom corner. But again, it's the movement that creates that. Then it drops Wales' back line in behind. So he might run in behind to then drop off and to pull in, but then Achipong takes that space. Like he did from the first minute, he set his stall out there, and he's gone, he's committed to it, and he's played that ball. But it's a wonderful finish that into the bottom corner, and it's hard for Benjamin to get anywhere near that.
You're right, it's not easy. He made it look easy. He fooled me.
He made it look easy, yeah, he did, yeah. Wish he could teach me how to do that.
England ahead then. And as we discussed earlier with that draw between Portugal and Turkey earlier today, England going on top of the live standings for the group. It is only the group winners that go into the European Championships that's played in Romania this summer. Played in Wales next summer.
Yeah, and it just shows, like we said earlier, didn't we, with the draw today, that, it helps both teams, but Wales now do have to come out. So let's see what tactical changes that might bring. And I said, at the start of the second half, Wales had 2 really big opportunities that they could create moments from, and that didn't happen. So, be patient with it, but you've got to get more pressure onto the centre-halves with England if that's the way that they're going to step in. And you can't allow them to just walk through with the ball from there. So the midfielders aren't passing runners on. They've got to go and commit to the ball. Can Wales maybe get 2 players up the pitch and look to build from there? But this is the moment where you sustain attacks. Try and pull England out of their shape. Get 1v1 situations. Great run there that allows him to drive inside.
Saka goes for goal. And can't keep it down on target.
Yeah, and we were speaking before, weren't we, that sometimes international football can be like a game of chess, but, it's the same movements. The midfield runners are pulling up their midfielders away with them. They're tracking their runners, they're being honest. OK, so let's allow it to pull inside. So we've got Achipong, face him up. It's better, it's positive, but you can see now Wales might need to have to commit up the pitch a little bit more and leave, Clark with Wheatley 1v1 in the back line. and get people more up the pitch, because Achiampong will just step in and commit somebody and play out to the fullback.
Parker back to Benjamin, the keeper. Abbott into Dyer, tries to play it around the referee, and U19 picks up. I think the referee's had second thoughts on what he should have done there. He reconsiders whether he had a touch or not.
Yeah. It's a bit delayed, like my commentary for the first 5 minutes of the second half. But yeah, Dyer's, he's got in the way there, and to be fair to Dyer, he's reacted well. He's just gone back in and he's kept his composure. But yeah, I don't know why it took the ref so long to sort of blow his whistle there, because he's just killed all sort of momentum there from an England perspective.
An hour on the clock. Half an hour left for Wales to come back into this game. England looking to seal a victory. George, Wheatley once again. This time in the 6-yard box. And ball goes away from him.
Yeah, Wheatley's getting more into the game now. His movement's really good. He's playing off the shoulder of the centre halves, and he's unfortunate there. To be honest, it's just got away from him. Trying to manipulate it into a tight area, but he's causing problems to the centre halves now. And again, Wales need to try and stop that at source and try and build a bit of momentum and work him a little bit more off the ball, because he again, even from that perspective, there as a striker, he's sending them one way, and he's forcing it into England's bodies. And then England can then build up possession and start to look to work again. So I think Chris Gunter will probably be looking to make a change quite shortly, because he's going to have to allow people and players to get up the pitch to help support Biancheri.
Miles turning the screw on Abbott. He does well. Get the ball to Tristan Rowe. Tearing down the right. He's past Giles. He's found himself in the corner. Lawler coming out to find him. Rowe all the way manages to beat everyone but the touchline. Next game for Wales is on Saturday, 7 o'clock. Game being played at Bellevue.
And again, it shows there, Biancheri's he's up there by himself. England are forcing it more in towards the left-sided centre half for Lawler, and he's played a couple of balls now down the line with his left foot, which might not seem as comfortable with, and Biancheri's unable to get hold of the ball. But it's also comes from you've got to get bodies up the pitch, or be a bit braver in midfield, really work them, really pull them to one side, and then try and get out the other side. It's not something that Wales have been successful with just yet, as the ball goes in behind.
It's a goal kick. There's a 63-ish minute mark where you tend to see these substitutes come on to the field.
Yeah, it looks like Cruz Allen's coming on as well, so that will make sure that people are coming up the pitch. It'll be interesting to see what Chris Gunter does. But again, that's working the strikers. That is, finding the pass and being brave in possession. You don't always have to go long. Sometimes you have to play through the line. They broke a line and gone back towards it. But again, it's working Wheatley. Before, he was just shuffling down one side. That is really working. It leaves him free there now. It's Crew, who's the player that you do want in time and space.
Crew goes long towards U19, beaten in the air, but it falls to Biancheri. Wide to Giles. Biancheri's continued with his run. But Achiampong, well, I thought he did well to just put his body between Biancheri and the ball, but a mistake there in the back for England, but a corner kick for Wales.
Yeah, and a mistake, but the ball goes long from Crew, because Wales are allowed to get players up the pitch because they've been brave in possession to build out from their own back two, back three. But when that comes, and then Wales can get bodies up the pitch, and yeah, the ball comes in, and the keeper's probably got to take a bit more charge there and really deal with that. But it's gone out for a corner, and from an England perspective, now you see loads of goals come on the back of mistakes like this, so they really do have to switch on from a set play perspective.
Louis Giles, right there into the middle. Here's Clark, once again, got the initial header. He's the one battling for the ball. Albert clears. Lawler, the centre-back. Perrett. Out to Clark, the other centre-back. Out-muscled, but manages to get the ball to Charlie Crew. Substitutes for Wales waiting to come on. Perrett. Crew. Back to Benjamin. Aidan Clark. We talked about George Morgan and Zach Giggs with their Welsh-capped fathers. Braden Clark has a Scottish-capped father, Nigel Quasi.
You can see he's a very good technical player. He likes to receive the ball as Wales step through now. Great timing of that pass into his path.
Jürgen Nathan with the pass initially. All the way across the goal. Elliot Miles collects in the left corner. Miles got a lot of time just to decide what to do. Back to Charlie Crew, the captain. Braden Clark. Perrett. Biancheri can't get a hold of it.
Yeah, and Wales are creating more opportunities there. The timing of the pass by Jürgen Nathan is brilliant. And, you know, it looks like a really good ball across the box, but I do think if he takes a little bit off that, I think Biancheri's got a tap in. It's, you know, it's a hard area to try and find, but he's really, you know, tried to fizz that ball across. And, you know, Biancheri probably asking for a bit of a slower pass there so he can get a tap in. But again, it's more positive from a Wales perspective.
Johnson forward to Miley.
Again, it might give Chris the chance to make the subs now and obviously understand what the change of shape might look like from this perspective, with Cruz Allen coming on and Alfie Tuck as well.
So Freddie Asaka coming off for Cruz Allen, and it's Troy Perrett coming off for Alfie Tuck. Tuck, like many of the players tonight, part of that history-making under-17 squad for Wales. Perrett, another one, reaching the Euro 7 under-17s for the first time in 2023. And there's some substitutes going to come on for England as well. Chris Rigg, Shim Meuka, and Caden Young, obviously. Wheatley, the goal scorer, coming off. Josh King, and we'll have another look at what at the moment is a decisive goal.
Yeah, I'm interested by that, obviously, with Ethan coming off the pitch, because he's taken his goal really well there, and you know, it's obviously a change of maybe another change of shape for England on that perspective. But Ethan was causing the two centre-halves problems there, and obviously it's up to Moika now to try and reinforce that also.
Tyler Dibling, the other player coming off, the one we marked at the start as the one to watch. Certainly started the game as a handful down the right, and possibly because England had so much luck down the left through Tyreek George, didn't see much of him.
No, but
at times.
I think he rolls into those wide areas, and it allows Rowe to get forward a little bit, into the central areas, and it allows Rowe to get forward a little bit more. And he shows some glimpses where obviously he receives the ball in tight areas, and he shows those moments of quality, and obviously a couple of nutmegs here and there. But George has been more effective for a 1v1 perspective. So you can see here now Wales are looking to push on a little bit higher into their shape, and Jürgen Nathan sort of pushed on. And can we force England one way, or are they going to allow them to build up, and then Jürgen Nathan can go? And it allows obviously the midfielders to really lock on to Dyer, because again, that's the issue, that's the problem that they will have. If they go and work the centre half, Dyer's got to be taken care of as well, because he can receive the ball in tight areas. But it's more pressure on the ball. You can see straight from the off that Wales are getting up into people's faces a bit more. England have got the quality to play through it, so it's what do they do? You pass the runners on from a wide area, George can roll inside, but really commit to the press and go for it.
George being driven back, and he returns. Can't keep hold of the ball. Jürgen Nathan just delays a little bit. Manages to win the free kick.
think in that transition, Joe Nathan's really good at travelling with the ball. You know, he's allowed that bit of time and space, but he does travel with the ball really well. So again, from a Wales perspective, try and get him on the ball when the ball breaks down.
The substitute, Chris Rigg, one of the brightest prospects in the Championship with Sunderland. Maybe taking a minute to get up to the speed of this game.
Yeah, maybe, and again, that's probably credit to the standard of the game. But you know, Chris Riggs obviously played a lot of men's football and a lot of senior football, so you know he's probably seen a lot from his perspective. So I'm sure he'll settle well into the game, and it's just a case of, again, sometimes there's nothing wrong with making a little foul to slow the game down. Parker's
continued with his run, but England clear. Clark to Charlie Crew. Lawler.
So it looks like, again, what was happening in the first half, Crew dropping in between it's a great pass, break them lines, in between the two centre-halves, and he shows that quality. You know, obviously Wales have got to take care of the ball there, but Charlie Crew dropping in between the two centre-halves and playing that pass is what's going to hurt England.
Minutes remaining, and we have confirmation of a very good attendance. 2,500 here, 2,541 to be precise, on a Wednesday night in Bangor. England ahead at the moment. This under-19s qualifier, Euro 2025. The prize for those on top of the group after 3 games. As it stands, England on top after 1. Portugal and Turkey the wait. It's Portugal next for Wales at Bellevue on Saturday. And Turkey for England at the D-side Stadium in Connors Quay. And then a reverse, England v Portugal. It should be a huge game for England if it stays like this. That at D-side Stadium on Tuesday night, and Wales close out their campaign against Turkey. Another substitute, Mikey Moore, the Tottenham player. Tyreek George goes off. He's really created an impression, Tyreek George.
Yeah, he's really created an impression, and you know, that's just exactly what I'm sure what Parker wants to see. Gets rid of Tyreek George and Mikey Moore comes on, and you know, there's another challenge for you. There you go. There's another 15-20 minutes to go and play against another elite wide player that's played, you know, a number of games in the Premier League. So again, fantastic challenge for Parker, and I'm sure, you know, he's played a number of games for Swansea himself, and this is going to be a really good experience for him.
Yeah, Mikey Moore played in Europe as well. Scored in Europe against Elfsborg. This coming forward to Meuka. Still looking to put a stamp on the game after coming on as a substitute.
Yeah, exactly, and you know, it's probably credit to Wales that, you know, they're having to bring players on like Mikey Moore, and there may be an element to it that, you know, minutes, and you know, the sports scientists might be saying that, you know, George needs to come off so he's ready and available for the next game. But you know, it's credit to Wales that they're bringing on and making multiple subs, that they're looking to change things and trying to obviously create more occasions for themselves. But you know, Wales have really stuck to the task, and you know, they've got a big 20 minutes now that they can try and get back into the game. And you know, they've got to look after the balls. Crew doing that, they're perfect. But then what happens when it goes forward? Can we stick? Can it stick? Then can we go out the other side to really play?
Ball given away quite easily to Miley. England can't keep hold of it. Now an opportunity to break. Parker goes right. Parker continues with the run, and that needed a save low. And Biancheri can't Miles with a cross in the end. U19, the target, but a great opportunity for Wales.
Yeah, and we've spoken loads about Park defensively, but he gets forward there now and does really well. He picks out a perfect pass, then the ball goes wide. Biancheri again shows that moment of quality. It's an unbelievable save. It's a great save from Setford. You know, okay, he's put it back into an area, but it's low and hard, and he's really got a big hand onto that. Again, something positive from Wales, from a Wales perspective. In transition, they can really hurt England if they get the right pass right. Again, he does well there, and great defending to follow it up.
Yeah, Setford and Joe Johnson denying Biancheri that opportunity. England out more the substitute. Trying to create an immediate impact. Quarter an hour to go.
Yeah, an immediate impact, and again, it goes end to end there. Really, from that perspective, Wales have an opportunity to make it 1-1, and then Moore shows his quality when he can drive inside. So it's another challenge. Crew looks to get back in. He cuts inside. And he's unfortunate with that effort there, but you know, it's coming more end to end, which is probably something that England wouldn't want. But Wales from that perspective, they know that they can create the opportunities there, and they've got to really push on now for, again, like I said, for the last 15 to 20 minutes.
Benjamin playing with fire there with that pass. Crew did well. Charlie Crew to Parker. Ball's gone behind the defensive line. Mouka. Another look at Setford. Unusual career path from Ajax, starting with Ajax, born in Haarlem in the Netherlands. His brother still at Ajax.
Yeah, I believe his brother's really highly sought after as well. So no, it's good. It's a great save from Setford there, and you know, keeps England one ahead. But Wales, like I've said, they're going to try and want to build the momentum to get that in, and they're trying to entice England out now. Okay, so they're trying to get to build, to play them, to get them to push on. But again, like I said, what does that look like? Biancheri's still up central by himself. Nathan's trying to join in, but when they do go long, who are they playing into? Again, balls like that into Biancheri is difficult for him to deal with. Can they pick up the second balls and turn it in behind? Nathan joins in.
Miles inside of him. Nathan going himself, does get it to Miles, and Nathan can't get hold of the return pass. And a frustrated look on his face.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. It's a good sharp 1-2 here, and I think his touch just gets away. I don't know if he's going to take it first time there. You know, he's disappointed there. But again, playing forward, can you get people in and around Biancheri, and don't remove yourself away from winning the second ball? So when the ball goes long into Biancheri, you know, it might be a flatter one. If it's not, the centre half wins the ball. Pick up the second balls and play it in behind.
Abbott. We approach the final 10 of the 90. You can see a pair of red shirts waiting to come on. Substitutes preparing for Wales.
Yeah, and I imagine it's going to be a gamble, you know, from Chris Gunter to obviously try and get back into the game. But I think, you know, when the ball goes back, like a press there, the pitch can be lively at times. When the ball goes back, then allow it to go to the centre half, but really go and push and press, because the wide men are really cautious about the fullbacks, which is understandable because the fullbacks have joined in and the centre halves are good enough on the ball to find them. But really go and press, otherwise the team gets dropped deep and you allow Dyer to get on the ball and switch play.
Oh, Dyer with that ball out wide. It's Miley out on the left, cuts inside. Rowe asking for the ball, it goes to Dyer instead. Dyer driven back. Patient play by England, though.
Yeah, patient play, and Parker comes out of his pocket there to push them back from right back. Again, you know, it's the gamble that you do take there. Sometimes you may get exposed into the channel because you've gone and popped out, but it pushes England back, and it's not back with the goalkeeper when it was back with his wide man.
Abbott. Slips there. Wales back in possession. Charlie Crew put under pressure. He gets a free kick. And we will have a pause for a substitute there as Charlie Crew gets some help with some cramp. Elliot Miles comes off to make room for Cody Twose.
Yeah, Miles is putting a really good shift there, and so Yoga Nathan's coming off here, and he showed real good glimpses there. I think now Wales look to really be committing in regards to this, and it might see Ben Carey playing with another man up front, or maybe it drop into a 10. But Twose, I think, I'm sure the information's been given to him that you can go and press now. There's 10 to 15 minutes of injury time to go and really try and commit to it, because ultimately, again, in group stage football, I mean, obviously you don't want to be ill-disciplined, but you can go and try and get back into the game because you've got nothing to lose with 1-0 down with 10 to 15 minutes to go.
Lawler clears. Ball up to George Morgan, substitute Everton player. Now offside, likely more.
Yeah, so it looks like Morgan's obviously there looking to be more of a central player, which might free Ben Carey up into different pockets and different areas, which will help support Wales, because he'll think as a striker. He'll make them runs into the box off the back of the central midfielders if Wales can get the ball wide.
Well, Antwi side currently moving to the top of this qualifying group in the elite round after one game, 2 to come. Running by Caden Young, trying to put pressure on Benjamin. Fresh legs with the substitute.
Yeah, Alfie Tuck's looking to settle into the game there. Obviously, Miley's doing a bit more of a man-marking job on himself there, whilst Crew drops in between. So it's allowing who do you allow to have the ball there between Tuck and Crew, and you know Crew dropping a little bit deeper allows a bit more space forward, and you can see Wales have got more of a front three in possession now in the build-up higher up the pitch, because they're going to have to at some point go long and direct into that forward area, but like, you've got to allow bodies into it.
Crew to Clark. Parker with the pass to Biancheri. Good work by Dyer. Setford clears.
Twose is more in Rowe's face there, so he can't allow that forward pass. So it's better work, it's better shape from Wales. You know, and when the ball goes back now, who's going to go to the goalkeeper, or do you leave him spare? Then you're 2 for 2 against the centre halves. Abbott will naturally drop down to get on the ball, but don't allow the fullbacks to be receiving the ball higher up the pitch.
Abbott to Setford. Meuka hits the ground on the halfway line. Wales go all the way back to Lewis Benjamin in goal. A lot of running from the England front line. Wales trying to keep possession in the back. England managed to get the ball to Meuka. Meuka makes space. Meuka in the box. Meuka doubles the lead for England. He's been quiet since coming on, but there was nothing quiet about that. A strong run, breaking through the defence, and the Chelsea player puts England 2 ahead.
Yeah, again, Wales lose the ball in the midfield there, and it's not something that they were looking to try and do. But we questioned Wheatley going off, but Mukas took his goal and took his finish in exactly the same corner that Wheatley did earlier on, and again uses his body really well, doesn't allow Crew to get it. Nice quick feet, shifts it to one side, extra touch, and into the bottom corner there, and puts England 2-0 ahead now. Obviously Wales are really, we spoke about it earlier, they're going to have to commit, but now they're going to have to really go for it, and it looks like Chris is making another change here to try and implement that.
Yeah, the change that has happened is that Mafiko has come on instead of the captain, Charlie Crew. Dylan Lawler dons the armband. And it's his Cardiff City teammate, Dakari Mafiko, who fills Crew's gap. Big shoes to fill. Parker goes long now. Tristan Rowe. Mafiko.
Yeah, he looks to be dropping in similar to what Crew was doing, but again, what do Wales look to impact here now? Will they look to turn the play? Lawler's looked for some raking passes. They're trying to still commit England out of their shape to try and move forward. I feel Wales have found them pockets at times. It's just been those final moments in and around in the areas of where the 10's receiving the ball, and sometimes the touch has let them down. They have still caused the problems to England, and that final pass or that final touch was that little bit better. I think they'd have better chances.
We have a potential handball in the box there by Tristan Rowe.
No, not handball. Fullback union. Played there a couple of times, but yeah, I don't think so.
Achimpong. Now to Johnson. Goes long. It's Moore, the substitute. Battle for possession in the middle. Dyer wins. Manages to get the ball forward to Mikey Moore. Pulls it back to Muka, who's got one already. Muka collects again. There's a deflection. Out for a corner. I think Miley's asking... Oh, it's Chris Rigg, sorry. That was in a better position, I think he claims.
Yeah, he's not scared to get his shots away. Strikers will always look to do that. Again, it starts from Dyer in midfield. He wins the ball back. He's tenacious. He gets the ball. He's only, like I said earlier, he's only slight, but he looks a really, really good player, and he looks after the ball well. He wins the ball back. He's been really impressive tonight, and when he wins the ball back, he still plays forward, and I think that's the key to a lot of the stuff.
Moore with a cross. There's a player stayed down. I think it might be Abbott. It's Zach Abbott stays down for a bit. Our Welsh language colleagues have decided Lewis Benjamin man of the match and has played very well. Would you agree?
Yeah, he's made a couple of really good saves. He'll be very disappointed to be on the end of a 2-0 defeat, because again, like I say, Wales have created opportunities, and the two goals that have gone in have been really, really good finishes, and I don't think there's anything that he could have done with those in particular. But he's made some great saves. One here, obviously, from George. The double save in the first half also. It's kept Wales in the game at times. But again, there's been some really positive performances from the England side, and I've alluded to it, but obviously Dyer before. Achimpong's done really well stepping in. And I think Achimpong and Abbott have actually defended okay in that perspective. But Dyer's one that's really impressed me, and I think he could have a big future ahead of him. From a Wales perspective, again, Captain Charlie Crew, you can see why he's been picked and why he's been selected into the first team squad. But I've got to say, really well done to Parker at right back. He played a lot of the game on a yellow card, and he's had to face, like we said earlier, two Premier League footballers, two Premier League wingers that are probably, when you look at their market value, are quite high for that age group. So again, kudos to him there. But again, it's been a competitive game. It has been, and 2-0 probably, is a scoreline that maybe doesn't reflect the game as much because of the opportunities that Wales have had. But in them final moments, like we alluded to earlier, England have got that quality, and that probably little bit of extra class shows in the final moments. And I think that's what separates the good players from the great players at all age groups. And it's been a really good game.
Yeah, I think those players you mentioned certainly, but the 2,500 people who've turned up today and the scouts, AC Milan or otherwise, have definitely had a glimpse of the next generation of players for both these international teams.
Yeah, they made it a great occasion, and obviously the tournament being hosted in Wales next year is going to be great for obviously the nation and for the country. And, they've had a little glimpse of that, and I'm sure the Welsh players that you see some of the family members earlier, and I'm sure they're proud of their the sons that are, and grandsons and brothers that are on the pitch. But it's a small glimmer and a small glimpse of what Wales can be, and it's great to see somebody who's played in the setup in the system for so long. It's great to see Bangor full. And, we played our European game earlier here in the season, and there wasn't this many fans there, which was unfortunate for us. But it's great to see an occasion like this, young kids, old people here as well, but the scouts as well. You can see why they are here, because the elite level players of this age group are on show today, and the 2,500 people that are here have been fortunate to be able to see that as well. So it's fantastic for Wales.
Well, 4 minutes added time. 4 minutes for Wales to get something positive at the end of this game. And that delivery by Louis Giles goes all the way to Setford's hands.
And we can talk about saves all we want all day, every day, but that is the best thing a goalkeeper can ever do for a defender. Under pressure. A corner in the last minute, injury time. I know it's still 2-0, but just to come and claim that is fantastic. It's great to see.
That's spoken from experience. I've spoken from a defender's experience, I suppose, for you.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. So as a defender, like you say, you don't want anything better than that.
Out for a throw from Cody Twose. Stops that late in England attack. Rigg. A long ball across the field. Setford put under pressure by George Morgan. Mafiko, the new captain on the pitch, Dylan Lawler. Opportunity for Wales now, late in the game. Louis Giles delivers into the box.
Yeah, again, Abbott deals with that really well, keeps his clean sheet and sets his team on the attack.
Young to seal the deal, if there was any doubt. There's a free kick. In a good position.
Again, it's just those little moments of quality. You can see why a lot of these players are playing at the level that they are, with those little moments always.
Caden Young on the back post. He'd be frustrated he didn't get on the score sheet there.
Yeah, the ball has come in quick to him, but you can see there a little frustration. But yeah, it's he's unfortunate there. He's just not got the right connection onto the end of it. But more again on the far side is it's caused a lot of problems since he's come on, and he's looked nice and sharp.
Yeah, Caden Young playing out in the Pro League in Belgium with Antwerp on loan from Brentford. Cruz Allen, one of 4 players in this squad who are eligible to play in the Euros next year, which will be hosted in Wales. England in the driving seat with this victory to qualify this year. But Wales will be there next year, hosting here at Bangor. Connors Key, Denby, Colwyn Bay and Wrexham. Biancheri with a late opportunity.
Yeah,
to claw one back.
A late opportunity there, and I think again, ball into the striker, and Morgan sets that back to him nicely. And I think that's what Wales could have done a little bit earlier potentially, but he just drags that one. He just drags that one wide. I'm sure when he sees that back, he'll be hoping he would have got a cleaner strike onto the end of that. But you alluded to there that next year's tournament's in Wales, and there's 4 or 5 players within the squad that can play in that as well, and that's what all these youth internationals are all about: gaining experience to be better. How can you be better for the next game? How can you be better for the next tournament? And that's fantastic for them. And Keanu Dyer comes off here, which again, from an England perspective, I know I've mentioned it a number of times, I think he was probably one of their best players on the pitch. And you're bringing on Lewis Orford here, who's broken into the first team himself as well. So it just shows those moments and the players that England have got to their disposal. And it has been a tight game.
This could well be the last opportunity of the game. 4 minutes of added time have been played. Louis Giles goes long towards Biancheri. He's never going to beat Achiampong once he managed to get ahead of the ball. Young in the closing seconds. Rowe offers support, none needed. England seal victory in this opening game of the European Under-19 qualifiers elite round, and step into pole position in the group. Meuka with the second goal to seal the victory after Ethan Wheatley's opening goal. Lewis Benjamin did his best to keep a clean sheet. Some great saves, but ultimately England victorious. Portugal and Turkey, as we said, await Chris Skenter and his side as they try and build some players that will be involved next year. But for now, England celebrate. It's Wales under-19s 0, England under-19s 2.